Yo, what's up guys? It's Soffi here, coming up at you today. We're going to be going through the Gran Turismo movie and what I'm hoping for, really desperately hoping for, from the movie. If you do enjoy this content, make sure you smash like and subscribe, of course, because it does help the channel quite a lot. I'm very grateful to everyone who's already subscribed. We have not dropped in subscribe count since I started, going on I don't know, YouTube leave, I guess, for exams, which is great to see. Let's get the basics out of the way. Yep, as you can see, we have rebranded to Turismo. That's right. The Current War Thunder was just such a bland name of the two games. Well, firstly, one of which I don't really play anymore. And the new PFP, I came up with it. This was the first time a PFP of actual significance has been of my design. It was because I just wanted to get more people to see that Will makes the War Thunder videos. Well, he doesn't get promoted enough, in my opinion. So I wanted to make sure that more people knew. It was right in front of people's eyes that Will is also part of this channel, and he's a big fundamental part, because otherwise we would not be War Turismo to this day. So make sure you smash like and subscribe, because we've got lots of content coming up on the way. Gran Turismo 7 content from me and more War Thunder content from Will. But anyways, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be using the 3 examples on screen here to prove my point as to what I'm expecting from the Gran Turismo movie, or at least what will make it a top film. So what is my point, you may ask? Well, the one thing I'm hoping for, the very one thing I am hoping for from the Gran Turismo movie, is this. No characters may speed up or slow down deliberately to force a specific result. What this means is that actors cannot just slow down while acting like they're actually pushing. For example, say the final showdown was between sim racing champion Valerio Gallo and the main character. I believe his name is Rory, so let's call him that for now. I do not want to see Gallo pretending to push, pretending to put all his effort into winning, when he's actually setting lap times of over 2 minutes at Lago Maggiore on new softs in a Supra Group 3 to allow Rory to win for the sake of the film. If you're still not 100% sure what I mean, or you want me to back up my point with evidence, then allow me to do so. Quite happily. Cars 3. The scene? Well, some oval track in America, I assume. It's a piston cup race as well, I also assume. It's the final lap and Lightning McQueen is in the lead with his 2 rivals either side of him.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Unfortunately, McQueen, you're talking to the wrong people. Just watch this. Where the hell did this guy come from? When I thought about this after watching the film, I'd realised it didn't make any sense. If Jackson Storm was as fast as he turned out to be, why did he not take the lead till the final corner of the final lap of the race? It killed all the action of that race, and possibly the entire championship leading up to that race. Because if this brand spanking new electric car was so fast, he would unsurprisingly be fighting in the lead, not causing an upset at the very end, as the commentator stated. If Disney made this race another McQueen or Carl Weathers or Bobby Swift victory, then the next race is Storm's debut and the start of his win streak. It would have made so much more sense. It wouldn't have made the race where Storm spawns in like an NPC feel so pointless, and that the race result was merely for the sake of the film. Imagine if this was Gran Turismo, right? Rory's at the back of the pack in Lago Maggiore, 16th of 16 drivers. The leader's 20 seconds up the road, but Rory still passes every single driver and wins the race anyway, because the other World Series drivers, when they're acting, are setting incredibly slow lap times on the final lap only. But in the film, they look like they're going all out, so when Rory passes them all, it portrays him as the world's fastest driver for the sake of the film. Imagine how unrealistic that'd be. F1 2021 and F1 23. Breaking Point and Breaking Point 2. For F1 2021, video game company Codemasters had been working on a brand new story mode which contained Drive to Survive style drama and had Peggy 3 friendly fight. Quite fortunately, Codemasters managed to finish building the game before EA could intervene, and so the story mode, named Breaking Point, a very unfunny pun, I'm sure we'll all agree, was released untouched by the wallet-ripping game killers. The thing is, as Cody's didn't have EA's money to waste, they'd made some poor decisions during development, one of which was the compulsion for the player to complete an objective in order to move on to the next cutscene or chapter. Then sometimes cutscenes would determine the action that goes on, as you can see on screen here in Mexico, for instance. This made the storyline really linear. If you failed an objective, you had to restart. There was no cutscene or storyline development for when you failed objectives. Perhaps they could have forced Casper Ackerman to crash into Aiden Jackson while the player is still in control of Jackson. Not much has changed looking into the future. F1 22 came out, arguably the worst F1 game since 2014. Have a look at this screenshot from Reddit, by the way. Credit to Little Todd for digging this out. Link to his channel in the description if I remember when I upload. Pause the video and have a read. It'll explain why major bugs within F1 22 were so rarely fixed, therefore exposing EA. Anyway, there was no Breaking Point Part 2 to be seen in F1 22. But this made sense because Breaking Point did take you through 2 Formula 1 seasons, not to mention the 2019 Formula 2 finale. For F1 23, Breaking Point would make its return. Oh god, let's see what EA have conjured up. I'm only kidding. I know Cody still works on the F1 game, but you can't deny EA has at least a slight influence on its development. As of recording, I have not watched any more of Breaking Point 2 than what was shown to us in pre-release thanks to YouTubers in the EA Creator Program. But what I did see really annoyed me.
I'm losing power! Why am I losing power? Copy that, we see it, we're looking into it. Okay, I'm afraid you're going to have to retire the car, please, Aiden. Retire the car.
That's right. We're now forced to fail objectives. Straight away in Chapter 1, the objective is to finish the Miami Grand Prix. However, with just a few laps to go from the end, you're forced to retire with an engine issue. I've looked around everywhere on YouTube to check whether this was merely bad luck, but everyone gets the same result, which further enforces my point that the storyline's too linear. Also, being unable to decide the AI level has led to total noobs finding hard mode too easy. This shows that all the action in Breaking Point is merely for the sake of the storyline. Forced to take specific actions, not being in control, the antagonist was guaranteed to win from the start. You're probably asking right now, what has this all got to do with a GT movie? My answer is, imagine drivers are forced to retire for the sake that Rory comes past to gain easy places and falsely portray Rory as the luckiest or even the most skilled driver on the grid. And also, you can't deny that Polyphony Digital, developers of the GT franchise, are at least somewhat influenced by Sony in the same way EA may influence Cody's. So, as the GT movie is a Sony film, they may have ruined it with poor acting and too stereotypical action. This is the influence a multinational company may have on subdivisions, making franchises and products worse despite the bigger budget, not to mention how messed up Kazunori Yamauchi made GT7 all on his own. Mystic, Season 1 and Season 2, both Episode 3. Okay, maybe I've pushed the boat a little too far out with this one. Yes, it's not even primarily about racing, let alone have anything to do with vehicles, but the incredulously disgusting acting in these episodes proves my point perfectly. In Season 1, Episode 3, the Curry Point Stables team, yes, I should have mentioned this was filmed in New Zealand, are up against rivals Dalmouth Park in some sort of relay race in a horse show. Dalmouth Park are miles in the lead. Yep, you saw that correctly. One of the Dalmouth riders deliberately dropped their bat. I mean, come on, don't tell me there's any passion put into the acting here. Not only does this allow the Curry Point team to catch up, but on the final leg, well, just look at this. Look how slow the last Dalmouth horse is going. This is horrific. The acting is so bad, they had to make the rider, Bianca, not push at all to let the KP team win at the very end for the sake of the series. Bianca had just been announced as a really fast rider by the announcer, and she goes at this speed? In real life, there's no way she wouldn't have known Caroline Burford, the final KP rider, was hot on her heels. I mean, look at this. Just look at this. It's atrocious. Even the GT Concept podcast went faster than this. Before I get carried away with myself, let's review the latter episode, Season 2, Episode 3. Once again, it's a race between KP and Dalmouth Park. This time, it's not an official race or in a competition like before. Dalmouth's own base was under construction and they had moved into the KP stables temporarily. After obvious tension, it's decided that they race on the sand dunes to determine who gets the KP tack room for the time being. It's Caroline versus Nicole. Why not Bianca, you ask? Her hand was broken.
Don't mess this up.
Don't worry. Thanks to some shambolic acting, she won't mess this up. At the final corner of the race, Caroline's in the lead. But watch this. Caroline takes a wide line which she didn't do at the previous hairpin, trundles slowly round, and Nicole slips into the lead and causes an upset at the death of the race.
Whoa, how did Nicole do that? It's basically a handbrake turn.
Yeah, Dan, she definitely wasn't doing disgraceful acting for the sake that Dolmuth wins, was she? Let's say this wasn't shambolic acting. What are you doing there? Clip your apex, for God's sake! I know what you're thinking. In what way is this different to the Cars 3 example? In Cars 3, McQueen and the others were actually pushing to the line. Jackson Storm was just faster than the rest. In these episodes of Mystic, the actors who were leading were clearly not pushing to the line. They let their opponents pass them to build up scripted, useless action for the sake of the series. This is what I meant by the Valerio Gallo 2-minute Largo Maggiore lap time in a super comment. Do you want to see this kind of acting in the GT movie? Hell no. Thank you so much everyone for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me. Hopefully I've told you more about these examples, why I think the acting is really good, why I think some of the choices that directors, producers have made are not great ideas. Hopefully we can use these examples to be able to judge the GT movie when it comes out. Obviously I am looking forward to the release of the GT movie. I am really hoping that the acting is very good and that the storyline is carefully handled, carefully picked, if you know what I mean. And that'll be it for this video. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo content coming in the future. Of course, I'm always making Gran Turismo videos. I've got a League video coming up very soon, and will hopefully be uploading War Thunder videos very soon. Until then, always stay hype, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace!